I had this mindset ki this college would not land me a very high job. 4 lakhs is the maximum you can get in software. Above that is a very hard. You have to go to IITs to do all those things. The day I got my job, half of the people were in awe.
What's the reality of coding?
Even in my team, in 12 developers, there is just one cloud engineer. We obviously need more cloud engineers, but there is just one. I am also like thriving to get where customers actually feel good using my software. So this is insurance, right? So insurance money can get stuck. So by what I do, I know that end consumer is going to benefit.
So let's get started. Introduce yourself to my show. What's up, Ron?
Hello, Ronak. So, yeah, I'm Shainik Jain. I'm a software engineer working in Bangalore. Like most of the part, it's just work from home. कभी कभार आता हूँ Bangalore.
So you're a coder. In general layman terms, you're a coder, an ethical hacker coder, or like what?
Software development coder, which means like software बनाता हूँ. I make websites, apps, backend APIs that work in the background which you can't see. Those things.
So generally people have this misconception कि coder लोग like exactly करते क्या हैं? Like layman terms में I want to know like what's your like day to day ideal thing कि होता क्या है like coding? लोगों को तो बस लगता है कि हाँ type करते हैं and everything. What's the reality of coding?
Maybe एक example के साथ ही explain करते हैं. That would be better. So for example, let's take some banking app. Now you pay money like through UPI to me.
Okay.
So Ron is paying Shrenik money. So Ron puts in a UPI ID, my UPI ID. Just by putting a UPI ID into that app, it will not send the money to me. It has to go talk to like NPCI, the government's API.
Basically like a server of some sort?
Yeah, server of not some sort. Yeah, government's own server, RBI under RBI. So they handle all the accounts there.
So you're into like kind of a financial company or something?
Health. The majority is healthcare, insurance, basically. So
Acha, financial, insurance, and healthcare also.
So mainly, insurance is what binds healthcare and financial, right?
Okay.
We pay money for healthcare.
ठीक है. What do coders exactly do? In layman terms, like होता क्या है?
Okay. So in layman terms, coders make the UI or whatever the user sees first. Then they make the background things. So which means
UI, you also make the UI. UI for UI development, UI designer होगा, right?
They also do coding. They cannot just drag and drop things and it will work automatically. UI developers will have to code again. So they are also coders. So UI backend and collaboratively they call it a full stack engineer, which does UI and backend both. So UI is one part of it. The backend is the other part. UI is just what you are looking right now. The backend is how the data is being transferred or whatever workflow is going on, how processes are handled. So now currently this podcast app right now is transferring my video and your video to some server.
And it's kind of like that. It's like an offline based app. Yeah.
Synchronization between us. Just think if there is a delay, even then you are able to listen to me properly. It changes quality based on our internet connection. All those things happen in real time. Those processes are background. You can't see anything. So that is backend. So front end, backend.
Okay, exactly.
So front end is what the user sees. Now you see this app or
the visual end of basically the app. Okay.
Yeah. And backend is just a server that is not needed to be seen by the user, but it has a lot of functions. And backend is usually more like expansive. It has a lot of functions to do.
So basically all the other background processes of the app, like all the other parameters जो आप set करते हो app में, basically something like that. Backend वही हुआ.
That is a separate app. Backend is a separate app. Frontend is a separate app. It is being connected through links. In the same way, basically this like the video and audio that I am sharing from here, it is going to the server. It is being recorded, and in the same time, it is also being sent to you without having synchronization issues. So that whole thing, API and all the processing is done by the backend. The front end is just the show.
Okay. So that's the basic difference between back-end development and
Front.
front-end development. What's okay? Let's get into your niche. Like, what's your ideal day job? कि आपको कोड में करना क्या होता है in every day?
In day-to-day basis, my most of the work is backend. It's very less
Back-end.
front end, and most of the thing is backend because the process. I am related to like cards, so we do the payment cards thing, the 16
Oh,
digit
payment cards
card,
like
Visa and
Visa,
Mastercard.
RuPay, and
Visa
all that.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, there in
Okay.
US they have Visa Mastercard, like our company basically. So we do
Huh,
the
huh.
Visa Mastercard, all the like printing new cards, transactions
Which
that go
company
in
are you in?
Optum. It is
Optum.
a group. It
Okay.
is a part of United Health Group.
Huh.
So yeah, so my work basically is to like increment the features that the cards can provide. Continuously increment the features that the card can.
What other features do like cards provide? It's is it
Like
like credit card or like a
first,
debit card or like
it's
both?
it's a debit card properly because
It's
it is
purely
related
debit
only
card.
to insurance. Yeah. So
Okay. Huh.
features, basic features. Now, like your card is stolen or it is lost. So immediately you
Mm-hmm.
put in a request for lost or stolen that my card is stolen. I will need a new card number. So
Hmm.
those things, adding additional cards, like you have one card but you still need a spare card. You can get additional cards. All those things are like very basic features, but even they might have problems in day-to-day usage. So incrementing those in a way that the user does not get affected. The user has a very nice experience all over through the cards. They can
Hmm.
like activate their cards, deactivate their cards, add additional cards, and all those
Basically, the entire life cycle of a
card.
card.
My progress.
Next
So
five
my
years,
progress would
yeah.
be like, yeah. So my progress would be like I have development and operations we have. So development, I'm thinking of just reducing a bit coding and actually going to the operations where they actually push the code to the servers and go to customer facing things. Those things in operations. So pushing it to the cloud, making everything available to the people, and like there are zones. If I deploy it in India, it won't be accessible in US in the same speed. So I have to deploy it in India, US, and all the places, and then it should be synchronized. एक जगह पे 100 रुपये पहुंच गए, दूसरी जगह पे वो 100 रुपये अटक गए, तो फिर वो नहीं चलता. So all that part I am trying to explore, and that is a very interesting part. So my next steps would be going into that. So I would like do some cloud certifications as charters.
Cloud
And then
certification. So a degree perhaps? It's something like
not
a
a
mini course
degree,
perhaps.
it's just like a course. AWS has their own certifications, Google has its own, Microsoft has its own. It's just
Mm-hmm.
how much you know to use our cloud service. So AWS, there is
So
AWS exam.
which one are
Azure,
you
there
going
is
to pursue?
I would pursue Azure and AWS.
Both. And how long of a period would it take for those courses, certifications?
For the first exam it would be like a month, but for the second exam you need 2 years of work experience and at least four months of training, 4 to 6.
4 to
That
6 months
depends.
of training.
For me it's that much.
So
For some
that will
people
be
it would be less.
alongside with your job. You will also be doing a job and that both.
Yes.
How,
That's
how
where
will
I'm
you
saying
even
4 to
manage
6.
time, bro?
That's why I'm saying 4 to 6 months.
Hmm.
If the job isn't there, then it would take a month. But then I would just lose interest. So a job, and in the side if I do this, it would go good.
Both
I,
alongside
I
basically.
would have distractions. So I'm working on the job. If I don't feel like working for some time, I'll just take this up steady. Then I'll come back and start my job. I would not be
Both you
wasting time.
manage both parallelly.
Yeah. Even now I'm currently doing that. So Java is a very big language, so I'm learning in depth how it communicates to the CPU and all those things. I'm learning slowly, bit by bit. So whenever I get distracted, instead of scrolling through my phone, I just take a book and go. I have books. I have a really thick book of Java. It's a old one, but still
Full
there are a
of
lot of
Java
concepts.
codes basically.
Only Java.
codes and
It would-
protocols.
Only Java, yes. And that too, it's not the
Such a thick
complete.
book. Do you have that
CPU
book right
set.
now?
No, I don't have it right now. I have it at home. I'm currently in Bangalore. But yeah, it's a really nice book. Half of the book is useless.
Half of the book is useless.
Because like Most of the things are not practical, they are theoretical. Practical things I have to try it one by one, so only half of the book. But still, half of the book, it would be 700 pages.
Yeah,
So yeah,
700 pages. That's like a fat, thick book,
fat, thick.
actually. What kind of a mindset does it take? What keeps you going to do more of coding? Like you said, right? Ki you are very interested and it's like your passion to do
My
coding.
passion to do coding is what pushes me forward in doing it. Every morning I get up, I know that I have to open my laptop and work on something which would actually help customers, consumers on their end. So this is insurance, right? So insurance money is can get stuck. So by what I do, I know that that end consumer is going to benefit by not having their insurance money stuck. So that gives me a peaceful mind that yeah, me doing this work would actually help some people. That is one part of it. The other one is my own interest in doing new things. So coding here has mostly been a challenge, but it's a good challenge. I always challenge myself that I can do this kind of code. It takes a lot of logic and brain power. Like I some days I get completely exhausted, not able to think anything else, not able to even think that okay, I should just go and fold my clothes and put it in. Even those things are not like possible some days. That kind of exhaustion. But that certain kind of exhaustion is what keeps pushing me forward. That yeah, why was I exhausted? I should have done it in a much easier way. I should not get this exhausted, and this is what keeps pushing me forward to improve myself. That yeah, I can code better, I can code faster, and I can code cleaner.
And impact other people, like people on the other end as well, basically.
Impact
On the other
people,
end
yeah.
of the spectrum. Ideally, like when you started coding, what was like your reaction of your parents? Ki, oh, aaj
No,
kuch naya
I
karna
come
hai.
up, I
Or
come
like
from a
something
proper Marwadi
different.
family. Business is what runs in our blood. And me saying engineering, my parents were at yeah, yeah.
Ah,
They did not push. They just said okay, you can do whatever you like, and if there is no future in that, come back to business.
every Marwadi family, basically.
Yes. So there is future,
Runs
so I'm
businesses
ready.
run in the blood of every Marwadi family in India.
Yes.
What a typical thing to do.
Yes. Not just Marwadi, there are also Gujaratian people, but Marwadi, because I am Marwadi, I would say Marwadi.
Tell me more about the interesting projects that you worked upon during college and like the
On my
coding
own?
projects.
Yeah,
On
coding
your own.
projects. I had a lot of projects in college because the college, like, I had this mindset ki this college would not land me a very high job. It would be 5-7 lakh at max. My friends were like, even that getting that is a bit hard. Yeah, yeah. What happened later is history, but what happened before, like, the mindset of all the people over there was just 4 lakhs is the maximum you can get in software. Above that is a very hard. I used to say 8 lakhs at a minimum. That would be where my parents would allow me to leave my business and go for this job. And people are like, no, 8 lakhs is just a dream. Getting those things here is impossible. You have to go to IITs to do all those things. The day I got my job, half of the people were in awe. Half of the people were in awestruck, and half of the people were jealous. Because of my thing, I was the first to get that kind of offer. After me, people started like landing offers like something in my college.
Oh, so
I
you
was the
so you
first.
opened a new portal for your college.
Yeah, I was the first to get 10 plus, and then after me there were around like 9 or 10 people. There are like 150 people in my department, and 9 or 10 people got more than 10.
Yeah.
So jealousy pushes them like something. But yeah, that jealousy is
Jealousy
very
pushes.
positive. That jealousy is very positive. Me getting jealous over your salary, bro, you earn that much. What should I do to earn that much? Either I would ask you, or I would start thinking in my mind, I would start doing research. Hustle starts there.
Hustle
Very
begins.
positive.
Hustle
Very
begins
positive.
from It's more of like a male ego to do better actually.
Do better. Well, one is do better, but not everyone gets the same male ego to do better. Some people would get that jealousy, भाई उसके पास है मेरे पास क्यों नहीं मैं भी करेगा. Those people actually do the work. Now my friend, he was having a 4 LPA job. I had gotten this 10 plus thing, and he was jealous. He did not speak to me for some days. He was my best friend in college. He did not speak to me for some days. After a month, properly after a month, he got a 10 plus.
Uh,
It pushed him so
so
bad.
in
He had
in a
to
way,
try
it
and
positively pushed him, right? In a way, it
positively.
positively pushed him to do better.
Instead of him being lazy, if he wanted, he could have just been awestruck. Oh, bhai, isko mil gaya, and he could have left it. He did not become lazy at all. That banda
Uh,
got even more passion. If he can do it, I can also do it, and Fardi. So this jealousy thing, you call it male ego, jealousy, whatever. Everyone has their own thing, but it helps them a lot. If you don't have that jealousy male ego thing, then it is a problem.
then it's hard to like, keep up.
Live in this world. Above the limit, anything is bad. Love is bad above a limit. Uh, Work is bad above a limit. So jealousy is also bad above a limit. But until limits, it will push you like something. It will push you very nicely.
Push you like crazy. You're gonna pursue those courses, right? Apart from that, what's your future plans in coding?
Okay, in code,
Which
yeah,
coding?
I would not completely throw out coding, obviously.
Uh,
Currently, coding is 80% and cloud is, I would say, coding is 90% and the cloud part, operations part is just 10%. I would like to just shift it a bit. 70-30, 70 coding and 30 cloud. Giving more importance to cloud is better because even in my team, right now, uh, in 12 developers, there is just one cloud engineer. We obviously need more cloud engineers, but there is just one. So, like, cloud engineer just being one is not enough. That person has so much workload. We just share workload. That's why I'm running bits of cloud.
what
So
does
it's
it
very
take
interesting.
for people to be a cloud engineer, perhaps?
Part of it is you must know coding. Part of it, because
Mm-hmm.
in cloud you are going to push code. If you don't know how the code works, pushing that is like you won't understand. But then cloud also has all these, like, you are renting out servers, right? So even in rent, you should like manipulate how fast they are running, how much their cost is coming out to be, how well they are during facing customers, all sorts of things. How good is their availability?
All basically service parameters and service checklist.
Service checklist, and then also a product checklist, like uh, how the product is functioning in this cloud service provider, and then whether users are comfortable using it, users are happy using it, what level is their happiness, how fast is it slow? Now google.com is fast,
Hmm.
and if you take some heavy website which is slow,
Google is the fastest amongst all. Like
obviously you can't
Yahoo
call
and
it
everything
fast.
I have tried.
If you start
It is.
searching some things, Google is pretty fast. And if you search in your own Windows machine, in the file explorer, you won't get that fast of results.
So there is a difference in between internet accessing and local accessing of things, right?
Internet is much bigger, right? Google has to search from those quintillions of queries, and it has to find results for your query. So that search is much bigger but still faster.
So yeah, it is faster.
So obviously Google has put in a lot of effort. So in that way, I am also like thriving to get to that kind of thing where customers actually feel good using my software. Customer satisfaction is one, helps a lot.
So that's the
Like,
reason you're pursuing cloud wala side. Also makes me think like, what is the future of machine learning with coding,
AI.
like with respect to coding and everything?
Yeah,
Like, would it
AI, machine
replace
learning.
your job practically, or like it isn't possible, right?
The logic.
Far
Machine
apart
learning
from that.
machine learning can do a lot of things. Machine learning, AI, deep learning, whatever you call it. Those things can do a lot of things, but still they can't do human logic.
The basic interpretation of data.
They can do all the work of lower level engineers, freshers, and all those things, but they still can't do senior level. There is obviously human uh, interaction required to get a very nice balance between speed, consistency, reliability, and all those things. AI code
Hmm.
might be very fast, but might have like 0% reliability, because we store data in databases. If multiple things are using the same database at the same time, AI would make it like that. But when you are doing all
Hmm.
these things at the same time, I am adding 50 rupees, you are adding 500 rupees. Your 500 rupees came in first, and then my 50 rupees went in. It would overrate. It should have been 550, but now it's just 50. That kind of
Oh.
data, like data might mismatch. Those things AI still has to take time. And here we are doing this whole thing that these things should not run in concurrency. If that table is being used by that guy, you should not allow anyone else to use it. Those things AI can
Uh,
still code, but it is not
so that's a
that
logic basically. So that's a logic
those
that
logic.
only a human can define, and not any AI or Chat GPT bot
they,
can.
they can't define it, like, because they can't think how it is going to affect the customer. They can't define it in that way.
They can produce a certain good
Yeah,
output which would visually and
yeah.
logically
You
work.
can take
Like
you can
in
take
terms
that
of
output
code.
and you can take that output and just improvise. That is there. But still,
uh,
improvisation is required. Without improvisation, direct copy paste would not work everywhere. So there is scope. Obviously, scope will reduce, but there is scope.
but there is scope for acha for them to
Developers,
replace you.
coders. No, there is scope for people to get inside this job.
ठीक है. I feel we got a good gist about all the coding, ins and outs of coding, and different diverse vast topics actually that are into coding. Thanks
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your
And
time actually, for being on WhatsApp Ron. And yeah, do you have any ending notes for the future budding coders that are going to join with you in the future basically?
coding is very interesting, and if you're passionate about it, you have to do it. You can never miss coding. That is what I would say everyone, like. And actually, even if you're not passionate and you don't just know about it, try it. Maybe you get passionate about it, try it practically, and see how computer dances on your fingers. It is a very nice thing to play around with it, and that surely makes you happy a lot. Just try. It would, not just my personal experience, but yeah, it would make you happy, and you would like it. It's a very nice career path. So once you land job over there, you have a safe, secure future. Even based on the stability of your life, and based on the passion, it's a good place to be.
Chalo, good. Thank you.